Hi, I'm Dr. Gaby Cora and welcome to my show, Dr. Gaby's Take, Make Life Interesting. Tell me a bit about Raul. How did he come to your lives?
We talked about adoption for a number of years, and we went to an adoption fair where there were 100 kids running around and playing games, and the parents who are prospective adoptive parents can kind of check the kids out and ask about 3 or 4 of them after the fact, so we loved his personality. He was very engaging and made good eye contact. He was good with adults,
How old was he?
He was like 9, I guess, at the time.
Yeah, late 9, just about 10.
And did you both see that right away about his personality?
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So then we had to go to his group home and be like volunteers for a couple of months. Go down on Saturdays and have lunch with the kids and everything, and then they finally take the child aside and say, there's people that have been coming here as volunteers the last 3 months. Well, I think they're actually interested in you being their forever child, So that's, I guess, a pretty difficult conversation for the staff to have with a kid. Mm-hmm. But then when it was 2 fathers, it added another dimension, and they hadn't really done much work with the kids on how there were different kinds of families, that you could be raised by your grandparents or one person, your mother, and not have a father in the home. So they had to do a little work around that, but eventually he seemed fine with it, and he moved in with us as he was 10 then.
That was an interesting experience, though, because it was he had been in foster care, and he was going to come into our house pre-adoptive. So we did have to get to know the child. And the group home was 7 or 8 boys between 9 and 12, and we couldn't make it open that we were there for Raul to look into adopting him. And it was interesting as a gay couple going into this group home with a lot of young kids, and they're like, who are these people? And
so you saw a little bit of that apprehension. How did you?
Actually, the kids were craving attention and they loved being there, but it did take a lot of explaining about there was a lot of work around different types of families. And
how did you deal with that with the staff, mostly? Because if they were like, who are these people coming in, how did you chat about who you were, what your intentions were, and everything?
I think we were a little nonplussed by the situation. Actually, we're not big activists, but I thought this was 2000, New Jersey, which is a pretty progressive area, and it just amazed me that people in social work would never have had this kind of conversation with the kids. Not necessarily about gay parents, but that not every adoptive family is going to have a mother and a father.
Right.
That there are different kinds of scenarios. So I think we were a little taken aback that they hadn't had that discussion, but they seem to recover pretty quickly.
Yeah, and I guess we're glad that we could give them an opportunity to maybe educate themselves and
that age
is
staff. That age is a very difficult age to put, to place a kid at a home or to have other parents who may be interested also in adopting them. So it was an interesting opportunity for you too.